Are there aspects to your day that you feel as if you're just, well, checking the box? Do you ever strive to reach out of your comfort zone, become uncomfortable, and level up? Privileged to be your host, this is Jason Wabick. Now, let's uncheck the box. A great day to everybody out there. Again, my name is Jason Wabick, host of the Uncheck the Box podcast, where today we continue our journey together in the quest of being the best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be. Today's topic, failure, as it's properly titled. To fail or not to fail, that is the question. It is a very, very good question, isn't it? Our knee-jerk reaction, our gut instinct is telling us that failure is something negative, and we're going to peel back the layers of this onion. And I started by taking a look at the definition of the word failure, and there were a few of them, and it really depends on the context in which you use the word. The primary definition is a lack of success in some effort, a general just lack of success, period, and a falling short. You know, it's also an action. It's also, a failure to do something, right? But overall, I think collectively, when we hear the word failure, we think negative. But, this was inspired by a podcast episode that I was one of the podcasts that's in my rotation. And the title of it was New Year's inspired. It was Execute Without Fail in 2022. And my gut reaction to reading that was, no, I don't want to not fail in 2022. If my goal is to execute without failure, I might be reluctant to take chances in fear that failure is my perceived end result. After further thought, it really was to promote the building of confidence that we can accomplish whatever we want. But the truth is, growth and success only lie at the hands of failure. And again, it was a positive thing, but it's interesting to me how my first reaction was of no, I don't want that. So, leads us to the question that was posed in the title. Is failure good or bad? Which side is it? Well, my friends, it's both. It depends on what you want to become. If you fail and never learn from your failure and are still making the same mistakes over and over and over while believing you are a failure, then everybody, it is a bad thing, right? But if you failed in life and you know why you failed, then your intention, mind you, is not to make the same mistake again and to try new things with the right mindset. And you believe that you're not a failure and you're committed to achieving success, though you continue to fail until you finally get it right and you've reached your desired outcome. Now that, my friends, is a good byproduct of failure. And that's where I'm going in this one. There was a key word that was in there, and the key word was mindset. Now, I don't believe, now that I'm 40-some episodes into this podcast, a lot of these episodes kind of bleed together. But I know I have referenced Dr. Carol Dweck's book multiple times. And the name of the book is Mindset, and it single-handedly affected my life in a very, very positive and very big way. It's very influential, I think is a good word to use. Mindset is going to be the uncommon denominator in determining whether failure is working for you or working against you. So let's break the two down. The two mindsets that Dr. Dweck describes is the difference between a growth and a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset assumes that intelligence and skill sets are relatively set. Either you have what it takes to succeed or you don't. People with a fixed mindset say things like, they believe that their abilities are fixed traits. They don't like challenges due to the fear of failure and criticism, primarily what other people will think if they fail. They are always focused on the outcome rather than the hard work involved with the journey. Their behavior is affected by a bad performance, not going as good as people expected them to do, right? Or should I say not doing as good as people expected them to do. Their mistakes are tied to their traits. I'm just not good enough, they oftentimes say to themselves. I don't have it in me. It's just not who I am. They are more interested in not making mistakes versus learning from the ones that they do make, or should I say when they make mistakes, because we all do, they learn from them. And talent is more important than effort. Having the God-given talent, which a lot of people with a fixed mindset believe that they don't have in certain areas, having the talent is more important than putting in effort and perhaps learning a new trait. But again, people with fixed don't feel that they can learn it. So now we have the other side of the coin. Somebody with a growth mindset. This means that you thrive on challenge and don't see failure as a way to describe yourself, but as a springboard for growth and developing your abilities. Your intelligence and talents are all susceptible to growth. And this was an article that I was reading on, I don't know the name of the university, but the website was wgu.edu. Listen, I think the big thing with growth mindsets is you believe in your ability to become better after the work is done. And you know what's interesting? A growth mindset, everybody, it can be learned. This is the one big takeaway when I was reading that book some years ago, is that we are by nature, we are one of the two. But we do not have to remain the one if we want to change. This is not one of those things where we are who we are and there's nothing we can do about it. My own personal self, I saw that a lot of things in my life I tended to approach with a fixed mindset. I made the determination that I will become growth-minded. You know what I found? I am, indeed, everybody. I'm growth-minded. I possess a growth mindset. In fact, it's very difficult for me to think fixed-minded now that I've successfully converted myself over. So how can we adopt a growth mindset in essentially embracing failure? Listen to your mindset voice. This is a great trait. Listen to your mindset voice. When your inner voice is saying, what if I fail? If I don't try, nobody will see me fail. Then talk back with a growth mindset voice. I'm not sure if I can do it, but it's worth a try. If I don't try at all, I pretty much am guaranteeing failure as my outcome. Is that what I want? I do have the ability to learn, and I do have the ability to get what I want. This new voice will help you drown out the old one. We've got to be mindful of it because that fixed is going to want to be present. And everybody recognize you have a choice. Which voice you are listening to and which voice you are responding with is 100% up to you. So which one are you going to listen to? And how are you going to respond? Surround yourself with like-minded people and stop seeking the approval of others. Not everybody is going to agree with you. And certainly, not everybody is going to be thinking like you. As other people or should I say, ask other people to assist you in this new journey. Ask them to hold you accountable. And again, just ignore the noise out there. In an episode early last year, I talked about how emotions are contagious. We come into contact like a virus, no pun intended. Okay, we come in contact with negativity, and it is infectious, and it's running rampant, especially in today's world. So just be careful, watch out, surround yourself with like-minded people, people who think with a growth mindset, speak with a growth mindset, speak with positivity, and try to create that barrier around yourself when it comes to the negative. And my friends, I promise you, it can be done. I'm walking proof of it. I have good days and I have bad days. I have my moments. We're all human beings, okay? But for the most part, I managed to think and speak positivity, should I say, and I defect negativity. Replace the word failing with learning. Which one would you want if you had to choose? So just change your mindset. Take action starting right now. It starts with what you think. Then ultimately what you think is what you speak. Are you using the word failing? Or are you going to exchange it with the word learning? Because after all, that is what you are doing if you've adopted the growth mindset. So in conclusion, I forget what article I was reading, but I loved this kind of quote, if you will. Failure is that part of success. But unfortunately, our society does not understand this world. They think if you fail, you will always be a failure. But no, sometimes you need to learn from it and understand the true value of success. Just think about why you fail and learn a lesson from it. Or just keep trying until you achieve your success in life. I think that sums it up perfectly, everybody. Adopt this new mindset. Adopt this way of learning through failure. Failure is inevitable if we're trying to accomplish what it is we want. If we don't fail, we're not growing. If we're not growing, we're not oftentimes reaching our full potential. But the best part about this is, again, we get to decide. My friends, I appreciate you. Looking forward to all that this year is going to bring to us. New learning, new growth. And all the best to everybody. For the rest of this year, great rest of your week. And most importantly, a phenomenal rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Appreciate you, everybody.